Everything I can do at the hospital is really secondary compared to what somebody will do in the first couple of minutes of someone's cardiac arrest. We know lots of things about cardiac arrest. First of all, we know the out-of-hospital cardiac arrest survival rate is poor. Hovers in this county about between 10 and 12%, which is kind of consistent with the national standard. And we know that two things make a difference in cardiac arrest: early CPR and early defibrillation. By far, those make the biggest difference. Now, what does early mean? Well, that means minutes.
So in cardiac arrest, when the heart stops and you stop breathing, there's a window of about 4 to 5 minutes where if a defibrillation or a shock can be delivered to the heart, the chances of survival go up exponentially. In fact, even before that shock is delivered, doing chest compressions can actually circulate blood and oxygen so the patient is able to receive that defibrillation.
So what we've got to have is we've got to have people that are willing to do CPR. Bystander CPR, hands-only CPR, right? So if we can get people to do CPR, we can get people to apply AEDs, and then that information gets passed up the survival chain, it will make a big difference in our ability to care for these people when they arrive and increase our out-of-hospital cardiac arrest save rates.
Bringing the information back to us as the provider, what is that initial rhythm, how long were the patient requiring intervention in terms of CPR, and the effectiveness of that CPR is very helpful for us to be able to, again, determine their likely outcome and gauge next steps. This should arrive before the patient arrives, so that's another big thing for us. We're able to gather that information early through the application and then plan ahead prior to the patient arrival, where currently the majority of the time, best case scenario, we're getting them after the patient arrives, and we've got to do that assessment when we could be taking care of the patient.
That's what I want for Forsyth County. I want people to think about caring for their neighbors to that level of we check on each other. If we identify there's a problem, we provide aid because you know that it makes a difference. And that's, I think, maybe the most important message of all this is what you can do as just a layperson makes all the difference between somebody surviving and not surviving.